ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಜರಿದ್ದು ಮಾನ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀ ದಿನೇಶ್ ಗೂಳಿಗೌಡ MLC ಮತ್ತು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಸಮಿತಿ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಜರಿದ್ದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶೋಭೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಇದರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳು ಮೇಡಮ್ ಶಾಲಿನಿ ರಜನೀಶ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ ಸಮಿಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದ್ರೂ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಹತ್ವ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅಂದಾಜು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಹಾಜರಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನೀಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಆಯೋಜಕರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಬಹುಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂಗ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಸಹ ಸೆಲ್ವಕುಮಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳನ್ನು ಖುದ್ದಾಗಿ ನಿಂತು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಶ್ರೀ ಶರಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಮೋದಿ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಇವತ್ತು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೂ ಸಹ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗಲಿದ್ದ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ವಿವಿಧ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸಮರ್ಪಕ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆರುಗು ಕೊಡುವಂತೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಈಗ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಆಡಿ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಹಲವಾರು ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತು ಸೂಕ್ತ ಸಲಹೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಶರಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಮೋದಿ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಇವತ್ತು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸಹ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಬಂದ್ರ ಈ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರದೀಪ್ ಅವರು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಜರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸಹ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಹಲವಾರು ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ಮುಂದಾಳತ್ವ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಆಯೋಜಕರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಈಗಷ್ಟೇ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿ BWSSB ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸಹ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತು BWSSB ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಎರಡೂ ಚೀಫ್ಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಶೋಸ್ how other functionaries of Government of Karnataka which are involved in these pollution related activities are taking this program very seriously ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಟುಡೇ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ many member secretaries, chairmans and other officials of all other pollution control boards and pollution control committees across the states are present today. We from Government of Karnataka, I warmly welcome everyone for their active participation and look forward for their active engagement in whole day long proceedings so that the success stories of other states can be shared among different states, and then the best, everybody will take the best part of it. So I warmly welcome all other dignitaries who are present for this function. ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರು ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆಯೋಜಕರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, sir, for extending a very warm welcome to the members of the audience and the dignitaries. ಇದೀಗ ಪರಂಪರಾಗತವಾಗಿ ನಡೆದು ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಾಂಪ್ರದಾಯಿಕ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗಿಸಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟಿಸುವುದು. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಗಣ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗಿಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ತುಳಸಿ ಸಸಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಎರೆಯುವ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as we water the holy basil and begin this event. That is a very symbolic gesture. So we will now continue. I request Shri PM Narendra Swamy, Chairman KSPCB, to deliver the keynote address and set the tone for today's conference. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇಂದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ, ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಿಲಿಟಿ ವಿಚಾರವಾಗಿ ಇಂದಿನ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ. ಇದರ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲಾಖಾ ಸಚಿವರು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕರು ಆದಂಥ ಶ್ರೀ ಈಶ್ವರ್ ಬಿ ಖಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಸರದ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳು, ಅವರು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದ ನಂತರ ಹಲವಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಡಳಿಗೆ ಸಲಹೆ, ಸೂಚನೆ, ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ತಮ್ಮ ಬದ್ಧತೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶಾಲಿನಿ ರಜನೀಶ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ನವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ NGTಯ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಗಳು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ನ್ಯಾಯಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಬಿ ಆಡಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರೆ ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಸೆಲ್ವಕುಮಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರೆ, ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲಾಖಾ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸುಲು ಅವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸದಸ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಗೋಕುಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹೋದರ ಮತ್ತು ಮೇಲ್ಮನೆಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದಂಥ ದಿನೇಶ್ ಗುಳಿಗೌಡ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳಾದಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೋದಿಯವರೇ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಮೋದಿಯವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವರೇ, ಪ್ರದೀಪ್ ಅವರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬಂಧು ಭಗಿನಿಯರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಲೇಡೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಮನ್, distinguished guests on the dais, respected dignitaries, representatives from various state pollution control boards, members of academia, representatives from industry, eminent speakers of the day, experts, officers of KSPCB and various government departments and media friends. It's with great pride and deep gratitude I stand before you to mention about the 50 years of dedicated service by Karnataka State Pollution Control Board for environmental protection and sustainable development of Karnataka. Over the past 5 decades, KSPCB has evolved from a regulatory board into a partner into sustainable progress, guiding Karnataka's industries, urban bodies and citizens towards cleaner technologies, better waste management and more responsible environmental stewardship. From the early challenges of Industry Pollution Control Board to today's complex issues of climate resilience, of resource efficiency. The theme of today's seminar, Circular Economy and Sustainability, captures the essence of not just need of the hour, but a game changer for tackling climate change, biodiversity loss, and waste management, as our current linear economic model is unsustainable, which is based on take, make, and dispose concept. The circular economy offers a transformative alternative for linear model, which is designed to minimize waste and maximize the reuse of materials by keeping products and resource in circulation for longer period. Many industrial sectors are benefited from this economy model in reducing global greenhouse gas emissions, resource conservation, and helps in improving environmental performance. Hence, circular economy is circular for our planet's future, crucial for planet future. Circular economy has a great contribution to our future generation, where materials flow in closed loops. Products are designed for durability, reuse, recyclability, and waste itself become a valuable resource. Karnataka, with its strong industrial base, vibrant startup ecosystem, and rich tradition in scientific and technological leadership, is uniquely positioned to lead this transition from renewable energy and e-waste recycling to sustainable urban planning and green manufacturing. Under extended producer responsibility (EPR) initiatives, 1,407 units are registered in Karnataka for plastic waste, which includes 785 importers and 353 producers. For e-waste, 1,063 units are registered, which includes 978 producers, 31 refurbishers, 49 recyclers, and 5 manufacturers. 11 units registered for battery waste, reducing the dependence on rare metals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. According to a report, shifting to circular economy could generate $1 trillion per year in material savings globally. As the environmental regulator, KSPCB's role today extends far beyond enforcement. We are ready to act as facilitators of change, promoting cleaner production, supporting circular business models, and building synergies among government, industry, and academia that aligns environmental protection with economic growth. But achieving sustainability requires more than good policy. It demands a shift in mindset, from consumption to conservation, from disposal to regeneration, from compliance to commitment. Every citizen, every entrepreneur, every policymaker has a role to play in this transformation. Today's seminar is a platform for that collective vision to exchange ideas, share innovations, and forge collaborations that can make the circular economy a reality in Karnataka. Let us challenge conventional thinking, inspire new partnerships, and set ambitious goals for the next 50 years of the environmental action. As we celebrate this golden jubilee, let us also reaffirm our golden purpose to ensure that the progress of Karnataka never comes at the cost of its natural wealth. Let our legacy be a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable state, one that future generation will thank us for. Together, let us embrace the circular path where waste becomes opportunity, innovation becomes tradition, and sustainability becomes our shared destiny. I hope all the eminent speakers, distinguished participants, will contribute their knowledge in today's seminar and come up with actionable recommendations to the government and industry to create greener Karnataka. On behalf of KSPCB, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all who have been part of our journey, the Government of Karnataka, our dedicated officers and staff, industry partners, environmental experts, NGOs, citizens, and media friends for their constant support and cooperation. I take this opportunity to salute our former Prime Minister, Srimati Indira Gandhi ji, a great visionary leader who brought the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act in the year 1974, under which boards have been established in 1974. I wish to inform the gathering that KSPCB has organized 14 district functions covering 25 districts for a meaningful public awareness program attended by lakhs of people physically and well carried by the media to reach the public in large. In the eve of Golden Jubilee celebration, I personally invite all the participants here for tomorrow's mega concluding ceremony at Palace Ground, Bangalore. Make this event more memorable. I conclude my keynote address with best wishes for today's conference. Jai Bharat, Jai Karnataka, Jai Parisara. Thank you, Honorable.
That was Shri PM Narendra Swamy, Chairman KSPCB. It is now time for the keynote address by the Honorable Minister. I request Shri Ishwar B. Kandre, Honorable Minister for Forest, Ecology and Environment, to share his thoughts with us, please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವದ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಳೆ ಸಮಾರೋಪ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ 50 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ನಾಯಕಿ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಇಂದಿರಾ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರು ಏನು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪರಿಸರ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಳಕಳಿಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಅನೇಕ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವತ್ತು ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಏರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಂಥ ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರು ದೂರದರ್ಶಿತ್ವ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅರಣ್ಯ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ, ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ, ಪರಿಸರ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಭಾಳ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳಬಹುದು. ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಏನೇನು ಇವತ್ತು ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ಈ 50 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಸಾಧನೆ, ಮುಂದೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಮಾಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಮುಂದಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕರಾಗಿ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಕರಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವೇನು ಕ್ರಮಗಳು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಸಮಾವೇಶ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಆಯೋಜಕರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಾಲಿನ್ಯ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಕ್ರಿಯಾಶೀಲರು ಆದಂಥ ಮಾನ್ಯ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿಗಳು ಆದಂಥ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಶಾಲಿನಿ ರಜನೀಶ್ ಅವರೇ, ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿವೃತ್ತ ಉಚ್ಚ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯದ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರಾದಂಥ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಅಡಿ ಅವರೇ, ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸೆಲ್ವಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸುಲು ಅವರೇ, ದಿನೇಶ್ ಗುಳಿಗೌಡ್ರವರೇ, ಗೋಕುಲ್ರವರೇ, ಶರಣು ಮೋದಿ ಅವರೇ, ಪ್ರದೀಪ್ ರವರೇ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ KSPCB ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳೇ, ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ dignitaries, think some of the I met chairman of Goa, PCB chairman, and all respected member secretaries of PCBs who have come from different parts of the state to participate in this conference, and all environmentalists, media friends, bureaucrats, officers, and office bearers of the KSPCB here. Thank you to all the office bearers of Karnataka State Pollution Control Board for organizing this conference on circular economy and sustainability. I am pleased to be here this morning amongst this august gathering of conservation-oriented technological minds, some of the best in our country. In the year 1987, the United Nations Brundtland Commission defined sustainability as meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. I want to emphasize on the last line of this definition of sustainability, that is, without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. I was wondering if you are even concerned about this all-important aspect, that is the very definition of sustainability and sustainable development. When we talk about progress, economic development, socio-demographic justice, modernization, or for that matter, the rate of growth of a nation's GDP and its overall economic prosperity. Sustainable development is not an isolated concept, but it's a holistic approach to development, which makes optimum use of the resources to cater to the needs of a populace while leveraging and integrating technology, the best practices models to not just take care of the prosperity and well-being of a generation, but the generations to come. It is pertinent to note that sustainable development was, is, and has to be a holistic approach to the growth model with emphasis on aspects of environment conservation, resource conservation, energy conservation, best practices, recycle, reuse component, and the all-important carbon neutral approach to every cyclic process within that model. Only when we integrate these components into the model, we work towards a future where we grow, along with safeguarding the ability of the future generations to grow while also meeting their own needs. A few months ago, I gave an important talk on climate change mitigation at a policy dialogue on climate action and monitoring here in Bangalore, where the need for an effective action plan to combat climate change was discussed at large among the stakeholders and the policymakers from various governmental institutions and other organizations. Over there, all the speakers were emphasizing on the idea of sustainability and sustainable development coupled with a good mitigation plan to combat climate change being our only chance to continue existing and having a future on this planet as a species. They weren't too off the mark either as far as climate change is concerned, as the situation is deteriorating with each passing year, and we may soon cross the threshold of a no return, after which our hands will be forced to work on these aspects any which way, but without the luxury of having time on our hands. Any good sustainability model of today should include a mitigation plan to combat climate change, a plan for conservation of natural resources, a plan to promote eco-friendly practices, a plan to drive innovation, and a plan to encourage the adoption of best practices by all, along with a monitoring model to gauge the effectiveness of the implementation of the overall sustainability model to our society. Although its importance cannot be overstated, a good sustainability model is crucial for ensuring a balanced relationship between environmental stewardship, economic prosperity, and social equity. Though many times this important aspect is overlooked by the planners of the future, that is the policymakers. Not only will a good sustainability model help us with key environment management aspects, but a good implementable model with a reach on a national scale has a real possibility to make a difference in other spheres as well. A good sustainability model can help us with the aspects like education of poverty on a national scale, ensuring global food security, promoting healthy lives across ages, across the country, preservation of social and cultural heritages of all demography, etc., ultimate ensuring a prosperous future for all generations to come. In today's conference, circular economy is the main theme of this conference, along with sustainability. While not many people are familiar with this concept, it can be a panacea to a lot of environmental and pollution control issues that we face every day. The European Parliament defines circular economy as a model of production and consumption, which involves sharing, leasing, reusing, repairing, refurbishing, and recycling existing materials and products as long as possible, on which way the life cycle of products is extended. For decades, our economic model has been based on a simple but deeply flawed principle: take, make, use, and discard. This linear approach has brought growth, but it has also brought us to the brink, depleting natural resources, polluting our environment, and accelerating the climate crisis. Today, we stand at a turning point. We can no longer afford to treat nature as an unlimited warehouse or the environment as a bottomless waste bin. We must rethink how we produce, consume, reuse, and regenerate. This way, the circular economy becomes not only an option, but a necessity. A circular economy is a system where resources are kept in use for as long as possible, waste is minimized, and materials are continuously recovered, recycled, and renewed. It transforms environmental responsibility into economic opportunity. It encourages innovation, new business models, green technologies, and smarter product design. It strengthens resilience, reducing dependence on imported materials and volatile supply chains. And it promotes prosperity with purpose, creating jobs while reducing pressure on land, water, and air. Circular economy implies reducing waste to a minimum. When a product reaches the end of its life, its materials are kept within the economy wherever possible. Thanks to recycling, these materials can be productively used again and again, thereby creating further value for the products which ideally could have been discarded. This practice is a departure from the traditional linear economic model, which is based on a take, make, consume, throw away pattern. This is a great concept to reduce the burden of finite resources. If it can be brought into practice in an economically feasible way, which incidentally is the most difficult aspect of this concept. Also, this concept has been around for a while now. It has only been successfully integrated into a real-world scenario once in Scandinavia, a decade ago. Since then, many countries in the northern hemisphere tried to integrate it in their economies, but they haven't yet succeeded. This model relies on large quantities of cheap, easily accessible materials and energy for its success, which also is its biggest bane. It will have to be tweaked to meet our requirements if it has to be successfully implemented in our country. Lastly, I hope today's deliberations will spark meaningful discussions, inspire collaborative research, and encourage all to look at education not just as information transfer, but as a process of holistic transformation. I hope the outcome of this conference will ensure that conservation becomes an enabler of human progress rather than impediment to its growth, just as sustainable development is essential for balancing our economics, environmental and social needs, helping humanity thrive while ensuring our planet remains capable of supporting life for all generations to come. Let us embrace this moment as an opportunity to lead by example, to innovate with purpose, and to build a future that is not just prosperous, but also sustainable. Together, we can make Bengaluru and the state of Karnataka and the whole of India a beacon of sustainability, a place where conservation is cherished, society is inclusive. All the best to all the bright minds assembled here for this conference. Jai Hind, thank you. Jai Karnataka, Jai Bharat.
Now I would like to request the Chief Secretary, Dr. Shalini Rajneesh IAS, Chief Secretary to the Government of Karnataka, to address the gathering.
Elrige namaskara. Namaskara. Dignitaries on the dais and all the participants for today's conference. Permit me, sir, to speak in English for those who have come from outside, particularly because I want to give compliments to some people. First of all, let me congratulate the Pollution Control Board Chairman and his team for organizing this very, very important program, not just in the city, in the capital city, but across the state, in every nook and corner, to make everybody aware about the need for environmental protection and sustainability. Our Pollution Control Board must be congratulated for some very unique experiments that they have done. One is during the Ganesh Chaturthi. they have ensured that everybody uses eco-friendly Ganesha. And you know how much of problem it used to be. Now I think it's 100% compliance, sir. I think a big round of applause for the Pollution Control Board. The second very successful model has been to enforce the green crackers during the Diwali function. We know what happened in Delhi, and the pollution levels of Bangalore and Karnataka were lower than what it should have been during Diwali. Thanks once again to you, sir. Apart from this, I take this opportunity to thank and congratulate our Honorable Forest and Environment Minister to have brought in the country's first ever climate change integrated action plan. He took all the departments, all his cabinet colleagues into confidence and brought about one time-bound action plan with 51 key performance indicators to be monitored regularly, with the first concept of green budgeting and climate finance. So thank you, sir, for your leadership, your vision. I also take this opportunity to thank the implementers from Goa who have come here. I happen to see the waste to energy plant, and we are replicating it in all our urban developmental programs under the monitoring of National Green Tribunal. We are ensuring that every city, every Gram Panchayat, they collaborate in terms of the total waste generated and see to it that it is 100% processed and all the legacy waste is also remediated. I also appreciate the government of Maharashtra, whose representative is here, who have taken the initiative of setting up a separate industrial estate for recycling and waste management. So I think you're here, a big hand for you and Goa as well. I would like to inform the people of Karnataka, the investors, that the industrial policy of Karnataka provides 5% booster incentive for the recycle industry or any industry which promotes sustainable practices. Apart from that, the priority allotment of land is done for recycling industries. So within 100 kilometers of the catchment area, we are prioritizing. So any of the investors who are interested in setting up any recycling plant must go to the integrated portal, which is being developed under ease of business, to go for the land and other clearances for which our Honorable Chief Minister himself is monitoring the time-bound clearances. So thanks to the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, we are ensuring that the industry, particularly industry which is relevant for the sustainability of the planet, is given the topmost priority. And recently, Pollution Control Board has, again, under ease of business banner, increased the number of white industries list and given a time-bound plan of 10 days, 20 days, etc. for giving pollution control clearances. So thank you once again, sir, for this great initiative, which will go a long way. One or two other initiatives which people who have come from outside, I want you to see in Bangalore. Bangalore waste and treated water policy has been showcased by Niti Aayog as the best policy of the country. And very recently we had a workshop where our MD of Bangalore Water Supply and Sewage Board is here, and they won a Guinness World Book record also. It is only driving home the point that waste is not waste. Waste is wealth, provided we use it judiciously. Therefore, I'm sure the deliberations today will help us not spend money on waste management, but generate money out of waste processing and recycling so that our planet is safe and we are safe. Some of us are doing it because we are in the job of doing it. But let me conclude by saying that it is the responsibility of each one of us as a responsible human being and a citizen to safeguard our environment, because if the environment is not safe, we are not safe either. Thank you very much for your attention.
Well, that almost brings us to a wrap of the inaugural session. I would like to request Shri Vijay Kumar Kadakbavi, Chief Environmental Officer, KSPCB, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Education department so that, it can be given. Okay, yeah, please come. She's Mrs. Gayatri, daughter of Colonel H.N. Venugopal, who's written the book A Soldier Remembers. It's a beautiful book which is available on Amazon. Anybody can get it.
I just want to say that I work in waste management.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me an immense pleasure to stand before you on the eve of Golden Jubilee celebrations of Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, for to express a heartfelt vote of thanks to each one of you for gracing the inaugural function of our state-level technical conference on circular economy and sustainability. In fact, ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಉಪಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಡಿ.ಕೆ. ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಬಂದು ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅವರ ಅನುಪಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಡಳಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆದಾಗ್ಯೂ ಅವರ ಆನರೇಬಲ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಕಾಲಜಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಈಶ್ವರ್ ಖಂಡ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಜಿ, who was kind enough to inaugurate this conference and an insightful address, and wishing the conference a success, I express my sincere vote of thanks to our honorable ministers. I also express my sincere vote of thanks to our honorable chairman, sir, Sri P.M. Narendra Swamy Sarji, who is the architect of this conference and Golden Jubilee celebrations. Under his able guidance, all the arrangements have been made in a very systematic manner. My sincere vote of thanks to our chairman, sir. I also express my sincere vote of thanks to the Chief Secretary of Government of Karnataka, Dr. Shalini Rajneesh Madam, for a meaningful address on environmental issues and a care in solving environmental issues of Government of Karnataka. Thank you, Madam. I also express my sincere vote of thanks to the Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce, and the Principal Secretary, Department of Ecology and Environment, the Chairman, BWSSB, and Justice Subhash Adi sir, and the board, the Karnataka State Board members, and also the Honorable MLC Dinesh Guliyatti sir, who are present on the dais for gracing the occasion. I express my vote of thanks to all the chairmen and member secretaries of the different state pollution control boards who are all present here as part of this event and Golden Jubilee celebrations for their gracious presence. I also express my vote of thanks to all the invitees and resource persons who are all have come from different parts of the state for meaningful discussion and hope that a very solid conclusion will arise. I express my vote of thanks to all the industrial representatives, media people, and also to all those who have directly and indirectly involved in making this inaugural session a success. Thank you, one and all. And this concludes the inaugural session. There is a tea break, and soon after the tea break, the technical sessions will start. Thank you.
As Sir has mentioned, we break for coffee and tea right now. So as you're well aware, a host of eminent people will be engaging in discussions and presentations. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.